we have different kind of narcissists. Not all narcissists are the same. Grandiose means, in the word in itself, big. Meaning the big spenders, they go to the club, they want to be seen, they want to be the people that will donate to charity. And to the outside world, it would look like, oh, they're such a great person, but behind closed doors, they're really abusive people. You have your malignant narcissists, which are your psychopaths, kind of. And then you have your covert narcissists that are your more quiet, more reserved. You ever gotten into a relationship and asked yourself, oh my god, I thought I knew this person, and you find out that they are horrible. So
would you rather accidentally send a flirty text to your boss or to your dad?
To my boss. Get fired. But again, narcissists are threatened by your independence.
That is so true.
Because once you gain independence, they don't have control over you anymore. And so that was a really difficult thing for me to understand, because for a long time I genuinely thought me and my mother had a very, very beautiful connection. Until I realized, oh, you only had control over me, and that's why it felt like love. And your ego protects you from a lot. Your ego is actually really good for you. Just learn how to channel it in ways that's not harmful to other people, but beneficial to yourself.
A template of what a narcissistic, abusive home state looks like, because that's what you had to maneuver to get to who you are. So like a template, an example for a person who's not
aware, they don't understand.
Okay. To kind of sum it up, a narcissistic, abusive, dynamic family household doesn't necessarily imply that every single person in the family is called a narcissist. People have, all of us in this room, we all have narcissistic tendencies, and it's kind of like a cult.
And do you guys think prayer and therapy can work like together?
Yes.
I love that
faith
question.
Over everything. Faith is the only thing that got me through what I went through. There was never any point where I was like, I left home, and I come from a very, very comfortable background, like eco estate.
Everything was nice.
Model C school. I genuinely come from a really good background.
Yeah.
So
would you be with a friend that trauma dumps, and would you be with a partner that hasn't?
I spent my entire life holding space for everybody, while no one was holding space for me.
Sure.
So yes.
Okay. And then would you be with a partner that has mental issues?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. If they're willing to heal.
Right.
Partner is the only family that you get to choose.
Right. I saw that.
Now, if you're choosing your partner and your partner is coming with a lot of issues.
Hey guys, and welcome to Girl Culture. I'm your girl, the MBOKOTO _, and I'm with.
This is your girl, Pabi Brooks, aka Babalolebeko Nganyana
Wamutswana.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Miss Shy, aka Shy Moon, aka Shy Baby.
And today we have got a guest. And today
we have got a guest.
Guess who it is? Guess who it is?
Oh my gosh, guys, today we are so excited. We finally have our first guest, CEO, YouTuber, TikTok sensation, Nick
Welcome, baby.
Thank you.
We're so happy.
So you know, guys, we always have a game, and because we have a guest, it's gonna be a little bit, gonna perk your minds a bit. And guys, don't over-explain, ne? Whatever you pick, you pick. So the game for today is Would You Rather. You have to pick one.
Okay.
You can't. This is my space, not yours. So you have to pick one.
Okay.
The first one. Would you rather get ghosted after 3 amazing dates, or have someone cling to you after 1 date?
Thing is, I've been ghosted after 3 days.
Yo?
Well, not ghosted, but rather like.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard. I won't lie. I like that guy.
So would you rather?
I think I'd rather go through that because I've been through it already.
I'd rather have someone cling to me after
the first one.
date.
Yeah.
Because men know. It takes them 30 seconds. And they know.
Fair.
But what if I don't know? So and
no, you'll know. We're
feel
very emotional as women, I feel like.
I feel like after the first date, can you really know though?
Yeah.
Yes,
Really?
I did.
I
I
really?
knew. I knew.
You knew,
yeah.
you like him or not.
Yeah. I wasn't like I knew he's the one. For me, I don't know for him.
What?
But
Cake.
Okay.
So cling.
Cling.
You.
Ghost, bruh.
Please ghost me.
Ghost. Like, just ghost me.
3 days though. I feel like I'm emotionally invested after 3 days.
I won't lie.
I think 3 days is enough time for me to recover.
But
3
then-
months would be something different.
Clinging to me
Okay,
after one date
yeah.
is a problem as well. Clinging to me after one date, what are you doing? How many dates have you been on? Are
Yeah,
you clinging to all of
Tanda.
us?
Also, clicky bit.
Are you clinging to all of us?
When you know, you know.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. Would you rather your best friend forget your birthday or your partner forget to make Valentine's Day plans?
Best friend.
This is
Because we have a kind of love that's different from
Okay.
Your man.
yeah, my man.
Yeah.
No, Valentine's Day, that's crazy.
I won't lie. If my man forgot Valentine's Day, yo, how do you forget actually?
Exactly.
To make the plans. No, you know it's Valentine's.
Okay, so
but
he forgot to make
he
the
hasn't done
plans
nothing.
for the day.
No.
How now? But if my best friend forgot my birthday,
Like,
yo, are you my friend? Are you really my friend?
changes everything.
Yeah, like
It
I
changes
think that
everything.
would break my heart more.
Okay, Nadita.
For me, rather my partner forget Valentine's. Also, if you're treating me good, Valentine's is not a big thing for me because I'm used to the treatment. I'm not expecting anything on Valentine's because every day is Valentine's with you.
That's a good
Okay,
answer.
that's a good one.
That's a good one, actually.
Okay, so, would you rather fall for someone who's bad at texting or someone who overshares on voice notes?
Is this friendship or relationships?
No relationships.
Sending
notes.
1 hour voice notes.
Yeah, like
Voice notes. Communication is key.
Thank you.
1 hour.
Communication is
Okay.
key.
Yep.
A whole 1 hour.
I would
Rather.
listen to it.
1
I would
hour for
listen
voice
to it.
notes.
Voice notes. You know,
I would
someone,
listen to
someone
it.
who would send you like
Is it?
consecutive
Because
voice
that's someone
notes.
that's emotionally invested in you.
Facts.
Really think about it though.
So they trust you.
Exactly. Like it may be annoying, but you'd rather have that than a man that doesn't communicate.
Yeah,
Let's
no.
be honest, we've all tweaked out.
I mean, bad at texting doesn't necessarily mean bad
Right,
at communication.
right.
You're just bad at texting. You're like
Yeah,
bad at
I
texting.
think
But that is
I'm a
so-
caller. I'm a
it's
caller.
not.
I'm
I'm
horrible
very bad
at
at texting.
Same.
I'm
I feel like that
terrible.
depends on your attachment style. If you're an anxious attachment, that's different. If you're an avoidant attachment, that's different. So avoidant people can like go 3 weeks without texting, come back together, have sex, be good.
Oh, no,
Aye,
not
that's
like
too much.
that.
No, but you understand what
But
I'm
she's
saying.
giving
though.
an
like that,
example.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nah, for me, honestly, the ladder. Nope.
So what are you picking?
I'm picking the ladder.
What's the letter? Oh, Scotland.
Which one is it? Bad at texting or overshares on voice notes?
Let her
overshare
overshare.
is-
Let him overshare. Overshare, baby.
We-
Give me all of it. Like, honestly, you and I, we on the side because ain't no way.
No, for me, I like genuinely, I would love you with all my heart, even with my mom. I'm not gonna listen to long voice notes. I'd rather call you. Like I'll just stop everything and just call you. Because leo ukuthi uzomamela i-audio manje i-podcast yakho.
Okay, last one. Would you rather accidentally send a flirty text to your boss or to your dad?
to my boss.
To my boss.
Let me get fired. That's why. No, to
I
my
mean, like,
boss.
these bosses, they might just.
Okay, I mean, now
never
we're all
know.
talking as people. Do you guys have like legit bosses?
I
bosses,
used to
bosses?
have a boss.
I'm a CEO, so I don't know.
Love it.
What about you?
Yeah, no, I used to have a boss. I used to work in a sneaker store. He was a cool boss and he was quite handsome, I won't lie.
Okay.
But like, I would rather send a text to him or like a boss in general
Yeah.
than my dad because I see my dad every day.
Yeah.
Imagine
Let's
like,
see what, now he knows
like
how-
meeting that's coming after that.
Yo,
Imagine if it was like a risky, flirty one.
Yeah,
like
yo.
that really risky, spicy, flirty one. And I sent it to my dad. Nah. Perish.
What a game. What a game. I just have to say that. What a game. Today we're going to have an interesting topic that we haven't had on the podcast. It's a serious topic. It's deep. We'll try and keep it light where we can. But it is a deep topic and it's a good conversation to have, especially in this time, in this day and era. We're going to be talking about mental health. I'm going to be talking to these beautiful letters. They are very beautiful, guys. Like, please trust me. If the camera is not doing justice, trust my word. They're very beautiful. We're going to be talking about mental health and just exploring it from our perspective. I do want to just give a disclaimer that this is obviously not professional advice. We are not like qualified to be saying certain things. So don't take our advice as like the word or the truth or died. It's not that. We're going to be sharing our opinions, our thoughts as far as we're concerned, obviously from our perspective. So please do take it with a pinch of salt, but we will be discussing mental health. And yeah, I hope we can just educate each other as best we can, and educate you guys as best we can about mental health and how to go about it and why is it important if it even is important. So that's my first question for today. Why, and this is to everyone, like why is it important for us as young people to get into therapy or to just do the inner psychological and mental work within ourselves? Is it important? And if so, why?
I think it's, yeah.
I'd say it is important just because I feel like you're breaking generational curses. You're setting stone for the new generation to come and whatever. Yeah. I'd say it's important.
How do you think we are breaking generational curses by working on ourselves?
By working on ourselves. I feel like we're breaking generational curses by actively doing the things every day that make us feel uncomfortable in order for us to pave the way for, yeah.
And also just not curse. Are you like referring to compared to our parents and like people?
Definitely compared to our parents. Okay. I think the boomers, the generation before that, they come with a lot of trauma. They were taught a certain way. So yeah, I think as Gen Zs, we definitely have a platform. Yeah,
and I love that. Just to make sure like going forward, we don't really bring on all that weight.
Yeah, but also if you really think about it, what have we been through as a society? You think about slavery, you think about, we've been through so much. Right. And so you kind of fixing whatever generational curse or whatever in terms of your family, your lineage, whatever, it's not that crazy. It's not as crazy as you think it would be.
Yeah.
Bobby?
Personally, I really feel like it is important because we have stopped kind of ignoring how we're feeling and actually saying it out loud, and that helps more. We were taught to just keep our feelings to ourselves, keep our thoughts to ourselves, and that has never benefited anyone. You have our parents who throw tantrums, literally adults throwing tantrums about how they were raised, and they know exactly how they felt at that time when certain things happened, but they want to do it to us. So I think as a generation, I love that we have grown to now start talking more, feeling more, and actually expressing more, and that's important, honestly speaking.
I love that. I my just 2 cents on it. I love what she said about breaking generational curses, and I think it's a very deep statement to make because parents did things without questioning, right? Which means that there's so many things that were carried over that they had to still do without even understanding why they do it. So that's number one. So by us doing the inner work, that means you are questioning yourself, why you believe certain things, why you behave in a certain way, which means you are essentially breaking generational curses because you are being different from the generation that came before you by questioning, by being away, right? So I do think it is important. And for me, it's important. The biggest thing that I always tell people is I want to do it because I want to understand myself, right? I want to know myself. And you can't know yourself from only your perspective. There's certain things that you could be doing that you don't even know are subconscious or unconscious, right? So I think it's good to be aware and informed of myself to a point where I'm aware that, okay, I have this shortfall. I don't think that, before I say that.
So do you think you can... So I just want to ask you a question on what you just said. So for you to be aware of yourself, it also has to come from other people. I think they need to, like maybe your friends or your close friends need to like correct you or tell you or check you. It takes a village. Yeah, for you to know yourself, you need to see yourself from other people's eyes.
We don't have. We have access to social media and all these things, but we don't have community. Right. Our generation does not have community. Right. People are suffering from the loneliness epidemic. It's such a real thing.
That's crazy. I actually wanted to ask, we are speaking about self-awareness and whatnot, but especially with the videos that I've seen yours, you're someone who's very able to articulate how they're feeling, you're self-aware. But then how would you say people should approach the situation when you are self-aware but you don't know what to do with it? So I can understand that I'm depressed or I'm feeling like this, but I really can't put it into words.
That's such a good question.
Okay, I'd say that self-awareness is not enough. Ruminate. I think modern psychology tells us that in order to heal something or get over something, you have to constantly talk about it. That's not how you heal from something. Girl. How you heal is actually putting yourself in an constantly putting yourself in uncomfortable situations in order for you to get to the place where you need to be. But for us to constantly, oh no, it's you're self-aware.
You can talk about it
great,
so
that's
many
fine.
times.
We're happy for you.
Yeah.
What happens after
happens
that?
after
Because the
that?
only
Yeah.
thing that's actually
Yes.
going to change the behavior, your mannerisms, how you go about life, the way you view things, is actually putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's a beautiful answer.
It is.
I want to ask a little bit of a personal question to everyone. Are there any mental health conditions that you could have been diagnosed with or that you feel that you suffer from? And how do you, from your observation, it's obviously from your observation, and how have you managed to maneuver through those conditions or states that you found yourself in? It could be diagnosed and it could be undiagnosed, but you just know, like, A is not make sure.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
I personally don't believe in like self-diagnosis and also claiming any diagnosis. So even if I go to the hospital and they tell me I have flu, I'm not going to claim flu.
Right.
I'm not going to claim
Manifestations.
Like, even if I go to the doctor, they say I have ADHD. I don't have that. I don't know what that is.
Sorry.
Like, that's not me.
Wait, is it psychological stuff, or are we talking even like, I mean, you can't ignore your immune system. If they
Yeah.
tell you that you have cancer, you can't say, no, sorry, thank you, cancer, I don't want
Yeah,
you.
obviously, I definitely won't claim it. But if you're saying, obviously, if I go to the doctor and the doctor says, okay, you've been diagnosed with cancer, I will take the necessary precautions, like the medication, go through chemotherapy,
So what do you
anything that I
mean
do. But
by
I will
not
not
claim?
claim.
What does that
I will not
mean?
say I have cancer.
Okay.
I will never say those words.
Is that avoidance?
What
What
is
is
not
it?
avoidance.
Yeah, that's
It's
a,
just
that's a
me.
tough one. Okay.
It's just because of how I was raised also. Like, I was raised in a very Christian spiritual home, and we believe in the power of the word and the power of the tongue.
Okay.
So you claim those things upon yourself when you say things like even small things. I'm broke.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, lack
Don't
mindset.
claim poverty. Don't claim those things. You're not broke. You just don't have money right now.
You lack cash
It's
for the
coming.
moment.
Yeah, the money is coming. Others say the money is not here right now, but it's coming. So for me, yeah, I wouldn't say that. But like, to answer your question, I was going through a phase in my life where I was like very, 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 very depressed. But it was mainly just because I felt like I was looking, social media, guys. Social media can really just, it can have a toll on you.
We shouldn't have this much access.
Yes,
Yeah.
like
We know too much.
we know
It's too much to
way-
process for us.
Way too much. We have so much accessibility to so much information at the same time, and it's like, you know what's right, and sometimes you struggle with doing what's right, and
Balance it
I
with
get you.
balance in society, what's right, and just,
Balancing.
it's very hard.
it's very, very hard. So yeah, I did go through that whole phase, but then how did I get out of it was also a second part of your question, right? I think my family was a very good support system for me.
Amen.
Like, they were so great. They literally helped me so much. I got to see doctors also, speaking to them also, going to therapy. Also, my journey with Christ. That was also a big contributing factor. Getting closer to God also just made me rely more on Him and focus my attention on Him and not what's going on in the world too much. Yeah.
I definitely say self-diagnosis is a real thing. I do definitely advocate for people to self-diagnose. I think
Really?
the issue comes when people cling to that diagnosis and say, no, I have ADHD, this is how I act, and then you're actively not working on changing the behavior or whatever
And it
you're
becomes
doing.
an excuse
and
for
it
your-
becomes an
Yeah,
excuse
for
for
your
your bad
behavior.
behavior,
Yeah.
exactly.
To justify
But a lot of
stuff.
people don't have access to good therapy, healthcare, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I do think because that's how it started with me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, maybe I'm autistic. Maybe I'm,
We
we
don't
don't
know,
know.
but-
And then I actually got a diagnosis and I was like, oh, okay, now the behaviors make sense. But yeah, I definitely do believe in...
What diagnostic did you
Yes,
get?
that's
I
the
got
question.
BPD.
Sorry?
I got bipolar.
Okay.
And then after a few years, because I've been in therapy since I was like, 16? And then, they told me I had bipolar and I was like, I don't have bipolar. I'm not crazy. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. I was like, no, I don't have bipolar. And then later, after 2-3 years, it was, we found out that I have BPD, whatever.
What's BPD?
But the borderline personality disorder. But it was caused as a result of me experiencing narcissistic abuse.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of victims of narcissistic abuse end up developing, whether it's CPTSD, which is complex post-traumatic disorder. And it's complex because it's very different to just normal PTSD, where you'd go to war, you get shot, or some traumatic thing happens, and very different.
So how you got to understanding where it comes from was through therapy?
It was through therapy. It was. Yeah.
And how have you maneuvered it?
Dr. Ndlovu, shout out to you.
Shout out to
Listen.
Yeah.
How have you maneuvered your mental health state, knowing what you know at that
Okay, I like what you said in regards to not clinging to something and saying, oh, no, I have cancer, now it's finished. No. But I accepted it, and I kind of just told myself that I don't want to conform to a specific label and say, oh, I have BPD, so now this is my whole personality. I think a lot of people like to do that, and now and I think even with like TikTok, social media, creating all of that, it was so difficult for me because I didn't want to be known as the girl who went through narcissistic abuse, and now you're just known as like the chronic victim girl. Or even now when people, though the narrative has changed now and people are like, oh no, you're such an inspiration, it's great, but that's not who I am. Like that's not my entire personality. So I genuinely like appreciate what you said in terms of not clinging to the thing and saying, okay, I have BPD, now that's me. Or I have autism, that's me. I have ADHD, that's no.
Yeah.
Well, I think, as much as I do get what you guys are saying about clinging, it's not easy. Like, it doesn't come easy to all of us.
It doesn't.
Like, example, personally, my self-diagnosis most times actually, is high-functioning depression. You could never know that I'm not feeling good. You could never know that I'm not fine. Never. Because it's all inside. Because I am actually functioning very well. I know my tasks. I know. But then the minute I'm alone in my own space, that's when it comes. And I feel like, personally, then I can admit and say, it's probably something that I am clinging to. And I don't know how to
break out of that
how
cycle.
to break out of that cycle. Of, you know what? I know that, listen, when you guys see me, I cannot bring my problems. I cannot feel like this. I cannot just bring everybody's energy down. And that is what I try not to do. But then in my own space, you'll never understand the negative vibe thoughts that I have towards myself, towards life, and it's really detrimental. And like I said, I am clinging to it. I just don't know
how to break out of it.
But you know how to. I think we all know how to. I think we all internally have the answers.
Really?
We may not necessarily know how to
get
get
search for it.
But you understand what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of the theory of, let's say you win the lottery tomorrow and you make $1 million. Great, you have $1 million. But how many people do we have on that show? I blew it. It's about the mindset.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
somewhere in there.
Somewhere, you just need to search it.
You need to channel it. But the only way you channel it is by genuinely experiencing. And so, for example, you get into a fight with your partner and you understand that you came from a family that didn't prioritize conflict resolution. Right. So now you put yourself in that uncomfortable situation and you're able to say, okay, rather than me clinging to the past and saying, no, I can't fight with my partner, or I can't do this right now, this is very difficult. You then put yourself in the uncomfortable position and say, fuck, okay,
we're
going to have, but then by doing that, you are breaking that cycle. And
okay,
I love that. For me, before we move on, I think I'm sorry that I'm laughing, but I got admitted into a mental institution in 2022 January after a lot of things in my life have happened that were traumatic, but I just reached the point where so much happened in like 3-4 months that changed my life completely till today. Wow. And at that time, I just was losing it. So I had to go to a hospital. I stayed there for a month. And then at the end, I was diagnosed with complex PTSD and BPD, which is borderline personality disorder.
Really?
And I received this I had the best therapist. I forgot her name, but shout out. Like I genuinely forgot her name, but she was just so warm. And I think it's something that amongst the diagnoses and whatever, they also said there could be a psychosis there. And I knew why. I knew where that stemmed from. And I love the place. You see, so before I explain a lot of things, what I love about getting into the space, for men and for women, right? You get insights on yourself. So people view it as weakness or as like, I'm not going to go to therapy. I'm not a weak man. I can do this. I can control everything. It's not that you don't know how to control things, but it's the fact that you don't know how or why you are exhibiting certain behaviors at that time. So it's for insight, right? I had a call yesterday that I was on, and I was trying to explain that, we are running on systems that we don't even know that we are running on. We always look externally, but there's an internal system that is running inside of you. One that is caused by your past, two that could be caused by current environment, three that could be caused by your goals, ambitions, and wishes, and your mental state. It's a system. So when you have an impulse to vape, when you have an impulse to talk to a friend, when you have certain impulses, you think it's you because it's come to your mind. So you think you've deliberated this, but it could just be transferred from your subconscious to your conscious mind. So you think you're in control, but you aren't. So my chat is just like, let's just try to get insight on who we are and why we behave, why you even do the things you do. Why do you clean so much? Why do you like vaping? Why do you talk so much? Why do you not talk so much? Why are you so quiet or aloof, right? So it's for insight purposes. And I think it's the best thing any person can do for themselves.
Yeah.
Just getting insights. I'm not saying go take medication if you're not comfortable, because there's stereotypes attached to anything that people do, right? I'm not saying do that, but just get insight on yourself, know yourself, want to meet yourself, want to understand, okay, the reason why I'm here partially is because of my past. The reason why I'm here is because of certain beliefs that I have accepted in my mind as true, right? And I'm not even aware that I've accepted this thing as true. Do you understand? So it's just for insight purposes. Then going back to my story, for me, when I got this, I told the therapist and I said, because I even got to see a psychiatrist at that time, and I said, I'm so grateful that you guys told me this. Yeah. Because I didn't know.
You didn't know.
You didn't know.
I didn't know. And you listed things that I was doing, but I've never even told you that I did these things. Yeah. But you are telling me that people that have this type of thing do that. Oh my God. Sangoma level. What level is this for? Is this the Sangoma level?
What's happening?
Right. So for me, I was so grateful at that time to just get insight.
To be able to go through that.
Number two for me, because of also the environment and the home that I grew up in, it was important at that time that I got validated because I knew that I wasn't crazy. So it warmed my heart.
It's that self-awareness.
Yes. To hear someone say, no, it's something. It is something, to be able to label it and acknowledge it. I'm like, I'm not crazy. So there's a lot of parts of you that I think you get the opportunity to meet, but people don't, especially men, they don't afford themselves or give themselves that chance because they think they have it all figured out. And I'm not saying you don't, but I'm saying there's another version of you that's waiting to meet you and greet you and
but
see
it's also like kind of hard to do that, hey?
Right.
Because like to really open up yourself up to actually understanding yourself and who you are as a person. Some people don't want to go through that, guys. Some people don't want to go through having to think about their past and how they grew up.
And that's okay.
And it's painful.
And the traumas that they've been through. Like, that's why you...
to make me so upset.
Exactly.
That's why you... like that.
You
for free. No one's paying you nothing. When you just want to act like that for free. Like, that's so deep.
You see? That's why, like, some people will just resort to rather just going out and drinking. And not trying to think too much about the past and what's weighing in so heavy on you. But at the same time, I'm not saying that's a good thing.
Right.
I'm just saying that it's a
okay.
reality.
It's a reality
that people...
Which brings me then to my question. With what you guys are speaking about right now, I think all three of you have mentioned at some point going to see somebody to speak about it, right? And I don't think most of us in society, especially the middle to lower class or whatever, we actually think that psychologists, therapists, or whatever are for people who have money. What are the resources for people who can't access the financial freedom to say, hey, I'm going to see a therapist, they're going to charge me 1,000 rands per hour. I don't have that. So how do you approach that as someone like, say myself, I want to go to see a therapist, but I don't know how to start, where to start?
Okay. Number one, the hospital I went to, medical aid. So
it was for free.
It is free.
And psychos are expensive. A month there.
Girl,
expensive.
it's a fortune. It's literally a fortune. So the hospital I went to, It's just that because it's one of the best in South Africa, so it's free, but it is one of the best in South Africa. So the procedures you have to go through to get in it's tedious. It's not, you don't just go there and say, hey, I have a problem, then you get in. You literally get an interview with like 15 people in the room looking at you and you're explaining what's going on. It's
Which hospital was it, friend?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but I went to Tara. Tara is also I don't know how to say it, but it works with VITs, right? So it's an academic institution. Yes, it's an academic mental health institution. But it's great, guys. Like, it's really great. There's also JPDD or JPDD. I forgot how it's called. JPDDD. You can pay from 50 Rand to 250.
Okay.
It's in Bram. You can go there. So there are facilities. Another thing I can recommend before anyone else speaks. Guys, I listen to, when you have TikTok, you have whatever, you have data to do everything that you want to do. You have so much information.
Thank you.
You have so much information at your disposal, but you are not using it correctly. Go to YouTube. There is Diary of a CEO where they interview world-renowned doctors that are going to just hear them speak, bro. I'm not saying go there looking for a diagnosis and whatever. Just go there and hear these people speak, right? I do it because even if you got whatever you got at that time, life moves, so constantly I need to check in with myself. Listen to those doctors. One of the doctors I love with all my heart, I rate him as top 1, is Dr. Joey Dispenza. Please listen to Dr. Joey Dispenza. He encourages meditation. The first 10 minutes of your morning, sit, do nothing, be still. Don't do nothing. That's the 10 minutes that you have to dedicate to yourself, to just sit and do nothing. I can't go in too deep because I'm going to waste time, but he basically tells you the importance of just meditation and just calming your mind and what that does for your subconscious mind. And I think that's the most important part of every human being's mind. It's the subconscious mind. Once you can rewire that, you can rewire your life, literally. Yeah. So and
meditation is not some woo-woo, sit down, cross your fingers. Meditation is genuinely being still and learning how to regulate your nervous system.
Literally.
Just being still.
Being, right. Yeah. But again, with the influence of social media and all the access that we have, it's so difficult because people feel like now we have to...
Like Lapa could be laughing at a post or something.
That's what people know as what
and
meditation.
Also a lot of people clown on mental health. Why is
they
that?
do.
What is the people? I think people are afraid of vulnerability.
Opening up.
Also, if you look at the environments that we grew up in, our Ekas, I grew up in Ekas. Guys, once you start crying or you start throwing a fit,
even a medical diagnosis. You know how as much as we make jokes about it on TikTok and whatever. The fact that we know as today's generation that if I say to my mom, yo, mom, I have anxiety, I have depression, and then they make jokes, what a depression? Those kind of jokes. We do them a lot.
We take it lighthearted.
We take it light because we make jokes about it. But it's because, we make fun of
I think that's
mental
particularly
health.
with the Black community, though.
Why is that the case? We always just brush it off.
We survived
go pray about it or just
slavery.
go.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Actually.
We're getting there.
I love that.
So we shouldn't put too much pressure on ourselves.
I love that. We need to... I love that. Because I think there's so much grace that we have to give the older generation. Guys, they just arrived
Not
now.
that much, though. Live on that. No, man, live on that.
They could have done a little bit better, but, we'll do better. It's okay.
Which actually brings me to now I'm gonna get into your personal life based on your YouTube. You started a podcast actually advising some of us out here who can't even articulate themselves, and I want to understand what was your thought process at 20 leaving home, what's going on in your head, and how did you also move from that to who you are now? You're a CEO. You're beautiful.
Sana.
You're
Dog.
you well spoken.
That
all
story.
That's it. Just
that story, bruh.
Exactly.
Literally, while she was speaking, I was watching you the whole night yesterday. I was like, this hand went from running away from home, dog,
to
this.
Gorgeous.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I don't want to lie. I will also add that we see you on TikTok without hearing your story. Some of us just, on your For You page, and you say, okay, no, she's a beautiful girl who has money. And that's it. But we don't know the inner workings of what might have happened.
And what you had to go through.
And I also want to add, please also give us a template of what a narcissistic, abusive home state looks like, because that's what you had to maneuver to get to who you are. So an example for a person who's not
who's not aware.
They don't
that's what
understand.
Yeah, like
Okay, to kind of sum it up,
Yeah.
a narcissistic, abusive, dynamic family household doesn't necessarily imply that every single person in the family is quote, a narcissist.
Right.
People have, all of us in this room, we all have narcissistic tendencies. And it's kind of like a cult. I know it sounds kind of funny, but it is kind of like a cult. And it's only because, and that's why I always mention the thing of breaking generational curses and your lineage and that, because it's something that stems back years, millennia, like all the way back.
Right.
A narcissistic personality disorder is basically just a disorder that's centered around shame. It's people that experience massive amounts of trauma, usually CPTSD, which is complex post-traumatic disorder. And then they become narcissists and if you don't become a narcissist, you become what we call a failed narcissist, and then you gain or develop what we call BPD, which is the borderline personality disorder. It's basically just people, and I don't want to, it's kind of up to say that these people were not strong enough to break the generational curses, but that's what it is. It's a shame disorder, and because so much shame lives inside you, you don't know how to maneuver in the world in such a way that is authentic. And so you basically move in the way, like narcissists, y'all will probably see like capitalism runs off of narcissism.
Right.
And so you'll see that you ask yourself, why do bad people make so much money? Why are bad people so rich? Da, da, da. And it's like because they are in that survival mode. And like, okay, for example, narcissistic people are obsessed with making money because they didn't have control over their lives as kids. They were abused. They were severely traumatized. And so money is usually the first thing that comes to mind, because what is money?
Power.
We look at it's power, it's control. It's I have control over my life, and because I do, no one can take that away from me. And then so you basically don't heal the trauma, and it kind of just you center it around. I hope that makes sense.
That makes so much
It
sense,
does.
honestly.
According to the
Forgot the other
definition,
question.
which you haven't necessarily touched on per se, based on your background, that is. So they're saying a narcissist is a personality trait and mental disorder characterized by grandiose self-importance or an excessive need for admiration, lack of empathy, and a sense of entitlement. So with that, you're saying that's like the family that you grew up with, right? Did you feel all of that? Yeah.
We have different kind of narcissists. Not all narcissists are the same. Grandiose means, in the word in itself, big. Meaning the big spenders, they go to the club, they want to be seen, they want to be the people that will donate to charity. And to the outside world, it would look like, they're such a great person, but behind closed doors, they're really abusive people. You have your malignant narcissists, which are your psychopaths, kind of, and then you have your covert narcissists that are your more quiet, more reserved. You ever gotten into a relationship and ask yourself, oh my God, I thought I knew this person. And you find out that they are horrible. So, okay. Yes, sorry.
Wow. I didn't know that there were that many different narcissists. And I actually didn't know that narcissism is like a mental disorder.
It's a spectrum, right?
I didn't know that.
I'll be honest, I also didn't know.
Because people think narcissists love themselves. They don't love themselves.
Literally
and
what I was
thinking. They
thinking.
don't love themselves because it reflects in their behaviors and the things that they do. And so you want to show people that you donated to charity. Why? What did you just say? Admiration, validation. You want not only people, you want the world to see and view and perceive you in a certain way. And
So
that's
do you
why...
think, sorry to cut you off. So do you think then it's bad to have a little bit of narcissism?
No,
as
because
a
ego
person?
is good.
We all
And that's
do
what she said in the
have.
beginning.
We
That's
all
what she
do
said
have
in
a
the
little
beginning.
bit
We
of
all
have a little
have
bit of
it.
narcissistic traits, but that doesn't make you a full-blown narcissist.
Right.
But your ego is a really good thing. I think people kind of shit on like your ego.
So there's like a line. There's like a fine line.
I think there's a fine line. Your ego protects you from a lot. Your ego is actually really good for you. Just learn how to channel it in ways that's not harmful to other people, but beneficial to yourself.
And what about the question that I asked via moving out of home, maneuvering life after that environment, to how you regulated your emotions and how you deal with people? Because you just left home at 20. And it's different for me who left home at a young age because I'm going to university. I can always go home.
Yeah.
What about you? Like, how did you maneuver life after that?
Was it
I think it wasn't safe. It wasn't safe. So much happened.
So,
No, I think I kind of just got to a point where I think something that a lot of people don't realize is that with narcissistic abuse, it's small things that happen throughout a long period of time that affect you, and you don't even realize that. I think as Black people, we can talk about mental, and I think now we're being more open to talking about mental health. But we don't talk about the missed periods, the extra long periods, actual periods like menstrual cycles. Like it genuinely, when we talk about nervous system, can you all please Google your nervous system, regulating your nervous system, what a dysregulated nervous system looks like.
Right.
And for me, I got to a point where 3 months before I left home, I started bleeding. I bled for 3 months straight.
And you weren't on any contraceptives?
I've never been on contraceptives.
Hormonal imbalance was...
It's my hormones were all over the place. It genuinely affects you, like your physical body. And I think I got to that point where, okay, first you're lazy, you're lethargic, you're tired all the time, you're fatigued, man. You don't feel like you're yourself. And then you get to a point where it runs for so long that you get to a point where you're like, oh, now it's actually starting to affect my physical health. And after I experienced that whole bleeding for 3 months and going through that whole thing, I was like, I'm sick, and we don't take it seriously. We don't take it seriously. And I told myself, you're not doing anything with your life. You took a gap year. It was supposed to be a gap year. Year 1 turned into 2, turned into 3, turned into... What are you doing with your life? What are you doing? And the thing with narcissists is they maintain control over you by basically creating a very codependent kind of environment. So codependency is basically
you have to depend on them.
I thought I had a very good relationship with my mom for a very long time because she always took good care of me. She provided the money, the house, even though she came from a very abusive background. And so she told herself, okay, I'm going to be able to do this and this. She had me at a young age. I'm going to be able to do this and this for my kids. But through that, now she got to a point where she was like, okay, I'm doing this, and now she gets to see me experiencing life outside of what she wasn't able to experience. And then it's like, it kind of like
triggers her.
It's very triggering because it's like, why do you get to live life easy? I remember getting my first big girl salary. I made like 20K or whatever. And I vividly remember being in the car on the ride back home, and my mom looked at me and she said, the rearview mirror. And she said, why can't you just get a normal job like other people? In that moment, wouldn't you think that a loving, supportive mother would be happy for you, especially because you don't have to overexert yourself and
exactly.
But again, narcissists are threatened by your independence.
That is so true.
Because once you gain independence, they don't have control over you anymore. And so that was a really difficult thing for me to understand, because for a long time, I genuinely thought me and my mother had a very, very beautiful connection. Until I realized, oh, you only had control over me, and that's why it felt like love. It felt like love because in as long as you could do something, not talk to me for a week, send me some money and say, oh, okay, go to the kitchen, cook up something nice, and, come to the door and be like, oh, it's fine, you can come eat now. That felt like an apology to me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It also kind of came
was
out
a
as
lot.
you are ungrateful.
It's so triggering for me because I feel like the environment I grew up in wasn't the best, Shem. I won't lie. And I relate so much to what you're saying.
And I think a lot of people really can actually relate to your story. Like, honestly.
Like, for
growing
me,
up in a household like that.
Yeah, I feel like I grew up in that type of household that she's describing. But I think how I've maneuvered it, because I don't know where this comes from. I haven't explored that. But also, I said a lot of things, but honestly, guys, honestly, I think for me, meditation is easier than therapy. For me. Because I don't like having that conversation in therapy about my feelings, my past. Now I'm sad, I'm crying. For me, I just feel like, hey, I can't, and it's something that I'm aware of, that I've admitted to myself. Maybe it'll change, I don't know. But I struggle, honestly, with being emotional and being an emotion, in any sort of emotion, especially if it's overwhelming. I can't do it. So for me, what I've resorted to as a result of that is that, okay, growing up in that very difficult environment, very, very similar to yours, like extremely, because even with me, I was still able to fend for myself, but my mom still had a problem because she had her blueprint that she wanted me to follow, right? And it's a battle of trying to convince, and also with God, like God is not working on my time schedule.
They
so it's
live
just
life through you.
Yes.
Narcissists want to live their life, their unfulfilled purpose through you.
That's crazy.
So for me,
okay.
You can ask. It's okay.
Sorry. I just wanted to ask because now you actually just touched on therapy and also just touched on God and His timing. And do you guys think prayer and therapy can work like together?
Yes.
Like
I love that
faith
question.
over everything. Faith is the only thing that got me through what I went through. There was never any point where I was like, I left home. And I come from a very, very comfortable background. Like eco estate.
Everything was nice. It was
Model
soft.
C school. Like I genuinely come from a really good background.
Yeah.
So I think people don't
That's
understand.
so crazy. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. That's so crazy because when I heard your story, because I don't know, I haven't seen. Yes, I assumed
you would run away because things were bad.
So the mom is also frustrated, whatever. So it's interesting
I come
to hear
from a
this.
very well-off background. My parents are very well-off.
Yeah, that's interesting
So
to
you
hear.
would say that you're
officials.
basically someone who grew up with money. You getting it, but not the
I didn't grow up
emotional
with
stuff.
money. My parents came into money. And so I had the experience of, I wouldn't say poverty, but you know.
Both sides.
Both sides of the
Coin,
spectrum.
yeah.
And then I realized, oh my God, we have money now, but we're still depressed.
Yeah, that's exactly.
We're going through a lot.
So that's why I'm asking. So basically, it was more like, okay, now the financial needs are met properly. We're good, but now the emotional ones.
The
mental-
emotional aspect of it. And that's why I always tell people, guys, I'm not doing this for vibes. No one, and I always say, no daughter, son will ever be estranged or just leave their family because when you want to prove your point.
Right.
That's crazy. Unless when
Right.
you're a narcissist yourself.
Right.
So faith brought you through that. Like
Faith got me through everything. Faith is the reason why I am here now. Like, God is good.
Nah.
God is good. I have a very complicated relationship with Him because He put me through too much.
all of us.
Faith is
get you.
genuinely, and it's about mindset. I genuinely believe that whatever you feel like, it's like money. If your nervous system, and that's what I always say, it's so important to regulate your nervous system because if when yourself you feel like I can only hold 30K, you're gonna make that 30K.
Yeah.
You're gonna spend it. You're gonna make the 100K. You're gonna spend it. It's the same with the lottery analogy I used. It's about what you can hold internally. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Shai touched on.
sorry.
You touched on something that I actually also had in my notes, which is religion / I say / very carefully, psychosis, right? Because some people.
Can we please next
Yes.
topic? We need to cover psychosis because it's a real thing.
Right. So I'm gonna lump them into one: religion / psychosis, helping a person get through a difficult time. And I think that's very interesting because you are talking from a point where you felt like God helped you through it. For me, I am at a point where I feel like God kind of did me dirty through it, right? Because I don't understand certain things that happened. I don't understand why I lived my life from birth to a certain age, a certain way, and then things just had to rapidly change, right? And for me, because I grew up staunch Christian,
Wait, when because what I'm understanding from the both of you right now, you feel as if when bad things happen to you guys, it's God doing those bad things to you.
It's happening for you. It's not happening to you.
but for me,
But you think God is doing it
And
to you?
it's not for. That's what I wanted to say to you. It's not for you to understand. There was a period where I was so depressed, and it's because I was trying to understand. What are you trying to understand? Nothing makes sense. We're a bunch of ants on this big planet, all just trying to figure shit out. Some act like they know more than we
others.
No,
Nobody knows.
Nothing makes sense. We don't even know if there's a God. We don't
we're
know
not.
I know
anything.
that.
We
Roger
choose to believe because it's the thing that's going to help us get
Right,
through whatever.
yes.
But
So do you guys
it's not,
really
and
think?
I think that's the thing though,
Yeah.
is when people don't overanalyze too much. And that's the thing that's so dangerous about self-awareness and what got me into psychosis. Because I was like, I wanted to understand. How can you understand? We don't know anything. As much as you think you may know a lot, you don't know anything.
But on a lighter mode, now let's get into the lighter mode. When it comes to mental ndondoni, what is the one period of your life that you think about that was like mentally straining, whatever, but you just laugh about? You just like, yeah, no, this was funny.
Child, that's my whole life.
I can't really pinpoint one
Same
moment
here.
because every day I feel like every season is something.
yes,
Like something keeps
Yes.
happening every
Yeah.
season. Like my story is
okay,
crazy, bro.
let me say,
Like
my example would
Yeah.
be like when I was growing up in primary. I promise you, when I woke up in the morning, it was because transport I would literally do this to my hair with my hands, dress up school uniform, no bathing, no nothing. And then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, my mom was at work. Where was my sister? So I sit here and I'm like, was I even taken care of at the time? Because how am I getting to school only because transport is outside? So that is one of the points that I love, because it's honestly, when you think about it deeply,
it's kind of messed up.
girl, that's messed up. What do you
kinda
mean?
messed up.
There's no breakfast, there's no scaftini, there's no. I
just
find
have to move.
care because my mom leaves in the morning. My mom has always been a hard worker, but what was happening? Like, girl, you really. So I was thinking about it. I'm laughing about it. I'm like, girl,
But it
now
was
you
actually quite
went
deep.
through it. Like,
Yeah.
how the fuck? Because when we think about it, I'm like, guys, didn't you see me? Like, you were my classmate. Didn't you see that?
Something was wrong. That's crazy.
No, I hear
you actually had the time to. I have never really thought about it like that. And then like actually look back and. I mean, there's moments that I'd look back in my life and laugh.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if it's a mental thing or like
It's a
like
deep thing like that.
Yeah, like I don't know. But definitely like tough times don't last, guys. I do look back and laugh and say, hey, no, that shit was deep though.
Sometimes they last.
I think you get she's real. She's very real. I have one last question, and I want to lump it. I'm going to lump one question into two. For the sake of time, I don't know why we're out of time, because like I'm so
also kind of sad.
I'm so annoyed.
And I also had a question. Damn it.
I want to ask how you guys feel about trauma dumping, right? In number one, in friendships where you are friends, people have this thing on social media where they're like, I don't want a friend okowa you. When I tell you ukowa, you're always going through something. Jalo jalo, when you are complaining, jalo jalo. You know, this is obviously a sign of something and a symptom of something that's going wrong internally and mentally and emotionally, right? How do you guys feel about having a friend like that? Number one, and number two, partners like that. Would you get, in fact, please answer that one first. Would you get into a relationship with a partner that has mental health issues?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're willing to heal from it. Guys, we're all broken. Some way, somehow. We're all going through something. Regardless of whether you come from poverty, whether you come from wealth, whether you can't escape the mind. And for people who tell you, no, you're doing too much or you vent too much, I think as a friend, you need to be considerate and say, okay, you call every day now. No, but that's what a friend is for.
Yeah.
That's what community is.
That's what true friendship is.
That's what true friendship is.
True
You're
friendship.
being able to hold space for someone else is such a beautiful thing.
Right.
It's a very powerful thing.
Right.
But for you to sit there now and tell me as a friend, Hore, Chomi,
You're doing too
nah,
much.
you're doing too much. That's crazy to me. That's, especially as a partner, that's insane.
So now, but my thing is like, because like I even remember this other TikTok my friend sent to us. Your partner is the only family that you get to choose.
Right. I saw that.
Now, if you're choosing your partner and your partner is coming with a lot of issues, a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Say
Like
that.
then
What
they
does
shut
that
them out.
translate
is it
into?
yeah, like because you said we must answer that question first. Would you choose a partner that has a lot of
Like, I've been in that
Baggage.
Why do you want to choose
Mental
people that are
issues.
fixed? No one is fixed.
But
No
that's
one
the
is
thing.
But what
You
if
know, I
it's
don't
too
think-
much?
They just have a
Yeah,
system
too
that's running
much.
well enough.
What is too much?
I'll make an example. I had someone who wanted me to be their mom, their dad, their sister, their best friend.
That's an abusive dynamic.
then
You're
that's
not-
too
you're
much.
not
That's
a
an
therapist.
example.
Like they,
But you're
that's
not
an
a
example.
So they
Because-
need all of
yeah,
that.
you're right.
Like it's emotional
You're right.
to them. Like you're saying they're going through something and they want somebody to do that, and I'm that someone for them. But I can see that this
That's
is
not
even
someone that
beyond
views you as a
me.
friend though, or a partner, because you're basically betting on the fact that, okay, because this person is in my life, people use people as vices, whether you want sex,
Facts.
whether you want a therapist, whether you want, that's not a true partner, relationship, friendship, person that you should be around. And that's the thing with narcissistic family dynamics, is that your mom, your dad, whoever that narcissist is in your life, wants to make you a vice for them. Vice meaning alcohol, vape,
Yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And so it's like
Yeah,
letting
but
go of that.
to navigate that in a relationship,
It's crazy.
It's kind of like
it's
I don't know.
But
I
it's
think,
a choice.
Yeah,
because
but I also
do believe you can hold space for people.
Yeah,
You know?
true.
But
But
to a
also
certain
work on
extent.
yourself to like before you even get into a relationship. Work on yourself.
It's
a
a
little
two-way
bit.
street.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street.
Like
you should know.
work with me here.
Chomi is having a hard time at work. Maybe now's not the right time to vent. But if you constantly feel like, I think at any point, if you ever feel like anxious, not wanting to talk to your best friend, your boyfriend, your partner, whoever, because you feel like you're going to be doing too much. What does that tell you? It indicates that you feel like a burden to them. And as long as you feel like a burden to someone, leave them alone. Cut them off.
Yeah.
Because why are they making you feel that way?
Yes, and why is there an environment
And
that's
why-
like that for you to even feel like that? Okay, I'm going to ask a quick question right now, right? And I just need I just need a quick yes or no from everyone, right? Would you be with I'm going to start with you. Would you be with a friend that trauma dumps? Yes or no?
No.
Would you be with a partner that has mental health conditions?
Depends on the spectrum.
Yes or no? Quick.
No.
Would you be with a friend that trauma dumps?
Yes.
Would you be with a partner that has mental health conditions?
No.
Would you be with a friend that trauma dumps? And would you be with a partner that hasn't?
I spent my entire life holding space for everybody while no one was holding space for me.
Sure.
So yes.
Okay. And then would you be with a partner that has mental issues?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're willing to heal.
Right.
Thank you.
If
At least.
I would be if I would be in a friendship with a person that trauma dumps, absolutely. Someone, as she said, someone held space for me when I didn't even know who I was. And a partner that has mental health issues, no. Just because of the intricacies that come with men and what that might result in. Yuzong shy. So I'm not
that's hectic.
One thing about mental health, it's an ongoing conversation.
Yeah.
So the conversation is not going to end. Trust me, there's a lot of things that we didn't cover that are important that we might cover because she's fantastic. We choose wisely here. We're very meticulous with our options. You know, and you can see. So it's a beautiful conversation to have. But what I love is that it's an ongoing conversation. There's always learning, relearning, unlearning, just to grow. So we promise to keep this conversation going. I hope everyone at least took one thing out of the episode from everyone because everyone dropped bars. And I hope that you found it insightful, heartwarming, and validating as if we could.
More than anything, thank you to Nick Rams for joining us as our first guest.
Thank you for having me. This was a very enjoyable experience.
Right.
I was kind of nervous. So.
Thank you so much for honoring the invites. We appreciate your presence here. We appreciate your insights and how open you got. Like, honestly, you're our first guest and you already made it feel
And
like
you
a breeze.
killed it.
Like, seriously.
You killed it.
Guys, this is it for
Yay.
Girl Culture.